It's Friday, December 12th.
One, I would say a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, working on the broader strategy on, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files. As
Premier Scott Moe and the provincial government made significant changes to the cabinet.
When I started in the department, it was stuff happened, but it didn't happen very often. And now things are happening like daily, hourly.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority is looking to hire more security guards at Saskatoon hospitals.
A couple hundred maybe, a couple thousand, absolutely not.
As another window to buy World Cup tickets opens, there's backlash and sticker shock from fans over high prices. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Christmas Sweater Friday on Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning. Happy Friday.
We went straight pun
Yes.
today. I'm Yeti to party.
And I am saying Feliz Navidad.
There you go. We hope you're having a great day. It's a snowy start to the day today for sure.
Yeah, and it's going to be a cold one. Environment Canada is warning us about that cold today. Temperatures today during the day into the -30s, feeling like with that wind chill. Overnight, feeling like -40s with those wind chills.
It's a December Friday in Saskatchewan. There you go. Let's get to your headlines. And there are a lot of them this morning. Premier Scott Moe and the provincial government making significant changes to the cabinet Thursday. 5 MLAs becoming ministers for the very first time. MLA for Weyburn Bengoff, Michael Uyghur, has been named the Minister of Community Safety, a new portfolio. Chris Beaudry, representing Kelvington Wadena, is the Minister of Energy and Resources. Batoche MLA Darlene Rodin is the new Minister of Environment. Kim Gartner from Kindersley-Biggar is the Minister of Highways. And Canola Pelly's Sean Wilson is the Minister of Sask Builds and Procurement. 3 MLAs are departing from cabinet. Travis Kelsig, representing Last Mountain Touchwood, Carrington MLA Daryl Harrison, and Colleen Young MLA for Lloydminster. Wood River's David Merritt has been reassigned to the agriculture portfolio, one he's very familiar with, second time for him. Minister of Advanced Education Ken Cheveldayoff added Labor and Relations and Workplace Safety to his portfolio. Minister of Government Relations Eric Schmaltz will also handle immigration and career training and trade and export development. Minister Warren Keating from Melville will also handle SLGA. Members of the new provincial cabinet were sworn in at a ceremony yesterday at Government House. There are now 18 ministers, an increase of 2. The Premier said he wanted to even out the amount of work for each minister, as that would give them better opportunities to eye a broader strategy.
And I think allowing for all of our cabinet ministers now to have, one, I would say a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, working on the broader strategy on, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files as we move forward and look into the future.
This was the first cabinet shuffle since initial appointments were made at the 2024 provincial election. Speaking of shuffling, the Liberals are now just 1 seat shy of a majority after another Conservative MP has crossed the floor.
Let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael Ma.
The Liberals welcomed Ontario MP Michael Ma, welcomed at their party last night. Just a night earlier, he was at the Conservative Christmas party with leader Pierre Poilievre. Even took a picture with him and his whole family. In a statement, Ma said he entered politics to help people and looks forward to working with the Prime Minister. He is the second Conservative MP to defect in 2 months after Chris d'Entremont joined the Liberals in November. It's a big boost for the Liberals as the House closes for the year.
It has been a hard grind because of this conservative obstruction, but we did get results.
It's Liberals who are engaged in self-obstruction of their own legislation.
The government passed 4 bills during the fall sitting, but the other key pieces of legislation, including the budget, are still working their way through the House. MPs will be back January 26th. The Saskatchewan Health Authority is looking to hire more security guards at Saskatoon hospitals. Jeremy Dodge is standing by with the very latest. JD?
Good morning, Daryl. The health authority posted 14 security officer positions, 8 at Royal University Hospital, 6 at St. Paul's. 5 of those jobs appeared online Monday, just days after a psychiatric patient walked into St. Paul's Hospital with a sawed-off shotgun. The SHA says the postings are part of ongoing recruitment efforts, not connected to that November 27th incident, adding that recruiting security staff can be a challenge. Chris Clark has worked as a hospital security officer for 35 years. He says violence on the job has increased, and nearly every day he seizes a weapon from someone entering Royal University Hospital, from knives, guns, brass knuckles, bear spray, even a blowtorch.
When I started in the department, it was stuff happened, but it didn't happen very often. And now things are happening like daily, hourly. Officers, staff, it is daily, several times a day. Somebody in our province is getting assaulted.
The job postings for the security officer positions list the pay at $22 to $24 an hour, about $45,000 a year. SEIU West, the union that represents security officers, says without better pay and stronger safety measures for security guards, recruitment challenges will continue. A 24-year-old from Little Pine First Nation has been arrested and charged with murder. Cut-Knife RCMP responded to a report of injured individuals at a home on Little Pine First Nation around 8 o'clock Monday night. Officers located 2 injured people, one who was taken to hospital with serious but not life-threatening injuries. Another adult male, 43-year-old Tyrone Kakum from Little Pine First Nation, was declared dead by EMS. Officers arrested 24-year-old Keenan Starr. He's charged with second-degree murder and aggravated assault. Community organizers advocating for social housing units to open in Regina. Daryl?
Yeah, Jeremy, 400 social housing units located between Wascana Street and 5th Avenue currently boarded off and fenced off. Citizens say the lot has been empty for some time now, and with winter coming and getting colder, organizers say it is dangerous for those who are unhoused, calling action from all 3 levels of government to fill the vacant units.
In the past, we've had federal and provincial acts that built a certain amount of social housing that made it adequate, had social housing that was kind of on the rate of the population here in the province. We don't have that commitment, and we see actually the opposite, where year after year, it seems like we have less and less housing units.
The Wascana Street complex consists of family housing who provide 5,000 units across the province. We reached out to the Saskatchewan Ministry of Social Services for comment. There was a shuffle yesterday. We'll hopefully hear back today. Many Canadians appear to be struggling with the increased cost of debt.
We want to make a life here, but we're doing all the right things, but we're still falling behind. And it's not a sustainable situation.
Make that the increased cost of rent. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has released its annual rental market report. It shows that despite an increase in purpose-built rentals and an increase in the vacancy rate, there has not been a corresponding drop in the average price of rent. The average rent for a 2-bedroom purpose-built rental unit was $1,050 a month, which is an increase of 5.1%. The average for a 2-room condo in any city, $2,300. To get back to pre-pandemic rent prices, the CMHC says housing starts need to double. They were down 17% in October compared to the month before. Turning now to a scare in the air caught on camera. Stop what you're doing and watch this. A skydiver's parachute deploying early and getting caught up in the plane's tail, leaving him dangling 15,000 feet above the ground. George Solis with the viral video.
The terrifying scare at 15,000 feet caught on camera. Watch, this skydiver's backup parachute inadvertently opened as he's about to jump out of a plane, launching him backwards. His parachute cords wrapping around the plane's tail, his legs striking the plane.
The potential for this to have a very different outcome was very real.
The harrowing scene unfolding this past September in Queensland, Australia, as a group from a skydive club attempted a formation that was being filmed. You can see the skydiver's parachute handle snag on the plane's wing, deploying his chute. The skydiver knocks into the group's camera operator, sending him into a free fall. He's able to land on the ground safely.
How crucial was it for everyone to remain calm under pressure here?
Well, most definitely for the parachutist involved. There's a lot of options in front of you. Choosing the right ones is not always as easy as it sounds.
Investigators say the skydiver who was stuck managed to grab his hook knife and cut through 11 lines of his backup parachute in 50 seconds. Once free, the skydiver was able to pull the cord to his main parachute and get on the ground safely. Authorities also credit the pilot who declared a mayday call and successfully landed the plane.
It's great to release a report that has an outcome like this.
Incredibly, the skydiver only suffered minor injuries to his legs. The camera operator telling NBC News they were able to share a few hugs and drinks after. George Solis, NBC News.
I've never seen anything like that. Now, let's get to other stories. The Canada Strong Pass is giving back more options for Canadians to affordably travel over the holidays. Starting today, the pass allows people to explore national parks, museums for free or with some major discounts. Children 17 and under can travel with Via Rail for free if they're with an adult, while passengers between 18 and 24 get discounted rates. The government says it's part of an effort to make it easier and more affordable for people to get out and do things this winter break. The pass is available until January 15th. A class of grade 6 students at Wascana Plains School took to the kitchen for a good cause on Thursday. With the help of their teacher and MasterChef Canada Season 8 Top 5 finisher Andres Arenada, the students were prepping some pizzas, his favorite dish, on Thursday, and they'll be doled out to staff and everybody at the school today. Each pizza costs anywhere from $20 to $25, with all the proceeds going to Sophia's house as part of a school initiative called the Kindness Storm.
Our kids wanted to just help families, and Sophia House is there to help vulnerable women, and we thought that that was a really, really important cause, and that's what we ended up choosing.
Arenada said the crew was busy at work on Thursday with over 60 pizza orders to fill, so it did very well. Kayleen, good day to order some pizza today, and just watch out the window as your garbage can blows down the street.
Yeah, it's a good day to order in and then tip your delivery drivers because no one wants to be outside in this weather. Take a look behind me here. All of this pink is indicating all of that cold weather that we have today. Really all across the prairies, we're seeing some of those blue colors into the very western part of Alberta and into British Columbia. Other than that, though, it's just going to be really cold across the prairies today. Minus 30 right now to wake us up in Stony Rapids. Of course, this does not account for the wind chill values. Minus 29 right now in La Ronge, minus 27 in Prince Albert and Nipawin, minus 28 waking us up in Melfort, and minus 26 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, more of the same really. Minus 27 in Swift Current, minus 26 in Assiniboia, minus 25 in Weyburn, and minus 26 in Yorkton. So we are not kidding today when we say bundle up, folks. If you have to head outside, if you can stay inside, do so. Futurecast showing that the morning we're not seeing a whole lot of precipitation. It's about noon. We do see some snow making its way into that bottom southwest corner, even farther south than Swift Current even. And then later on into the evening hours, yes, Swift Current will be seeing about 1 centimeter of that snow. Other than that, if you're not waking up with us in the southwest corner today, don't be concerned about the snow. Just be concerned about those cold temperatures. Saturday afternoon looking pretty clear from any precipitation. It's later on into the evening hours. We do see some more flurries, but it's way up north this time. Prince Albert, though, could be seeing some of those flurries as well. And then into Sunday, we see a bit more of that moving through. So Prince Albert will be seeing some more flurries as of late Sunday afternoon. Your forecast this afternoon, not looking a whole lot different from what we're seeing this morning. Saskatoon, minus 27 around 3 p.m., minus 25 for Regina, minus 23 for Moose Jaw, and minus 22 for Estevan. We are, though, seeing the strongest wind gusts today right along that eastern border with Manitoba. So keep that in mind if you are waking up with us from Yorkton or Estevan. Could be seeing winds up to about 40 kilometers per hour. Wind chill values making it feel even colder today. So Saskatoon feeling like minus 34 around 3 p.m., feeling like minus 33 in Regina around 3 p.m., minus 26 in Swift Current, minus 25 for Kindersley. So again, just bundle up today. That's the bottom line. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that comes on Sunday, where we're seeing temperatures go up to minus 2, 3 degrees on Monday, and there's actually a lot of places in the province that are projecting positive temperatures on Monday. So again, we just have to get through today and tomorrow. Some more snow on the way for Tuesday and Wednesday. In Saskatoon, more of the the same. Again, get through today, get through tomorrow with those colder temperatures, and then Sunday, -7. That brings us up to where we should be seasonably, into those positive temperatures on Monday with that clouds, and some more snow on the way for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Soccer may commonly be referred to as the beautiful game, but the cost of admission to the World Cup is getting ugly. One fan organization now speaking out, calling ticket prices for next year's tournament extortionate and a monumental betrayal to the tradition of the World Cup. FIFA did announce prices as low as $60, but critics say those tickets are nearly non-existent. A new price list now shows tickets starting at $180, nearly 9 times the $21 price tag that U.S. officials targeted when they bid for the tournament.
Even though I have adult money, I can't really afford some of these tickets, which is just insane for the everyday fans.
If a fan wanted to watch their team go all the way to the final, tickets could top $8,000.
We are in the region of $30,000 for a family of 4. The vast majority of football fans can't afford this.
While some tickets are being offered at fixed prices, FIFA is also using dynamic pricing, adjusting prices based on demand.
These ticket prices, I just feel like it's so ridiculous. It's too hard.
I was seeing 4 digits, anywhere between the neighborhood of like $1,500 to $2,500.
But FIFA says the pricing model reflects the existing market practice for major entertainment and sporting events. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
All right, so trending this morning, I don't know if you've seen this, but a teacher is shooting a shot with a celebrity who commented on his Instagram.
My entire town knows about it. My students keep bugging me about it, and my family group chat's just been nonstop. I figured, why not shoot my shot? This Saturday, I have a staff holiday party, and I would absolutely love if you came as my date. If you can't make that work, then maybe Chris can add me to your holiday party.
Comment was made on this post where Jacob listed some of the things about himself and captioned it with, somewhere out there's going to be a woman who wants to ask me how my school day was. So Khloe Kardashian, of all people, was one of the people that commented.
Holy
said,
cow.
Your day was pretty good. So now the teacher's in his school, the students got on him, and he's like, you know what? Let's go at it. So 4 million times this thing's been viewed. No comments so far from Ms. Kardashian. So
I'm going to take a bet and say she throws him a date.
You think she goes?
Just for how viral this is going.
4 million views, you got to show up.
Yeah, I think so.
It could be a love story. This is a holiday movie.
I'm sure
in the
she's
making.
busy.
I'm sure she's busy.
Doing what?
One of her multi-billionaire things.
Yeah.
Question of the day today.
Yeah, so we're asking you, if you could spend Christmas anywhere in the world, where would it be? And this is one of those, would it be with your family, in your home? Would it be on a beach somewhere? What do you think, Jeremy?
Well, family for sure. I've always wanted to do Christmas at Disney. The Disney parks seem like they go pretty cool at Christmas time. So let's put that one on there.
I've always said that, yeah, the day of. Just I don't think he'd ever get on a ride and be slammed with people, but I think that would be cool.
Well, I was thinking in my head, New York, because I want to see the Rockettes at Christmas and I want to see the tree and everything. But I heard that the crowds are so unbearable that you can't really get close to anything anyways. So I don't know. It's a hard one.
All right. Well, let us know where you'd like to spend Christmas if you could pick anywhere. Let's assume you take your family with you. Text 10400, standard message rates may apply, or scan the QR code on your screen. It's Christmas Sweater Friday. We're having fun. Fun's allowed on this show. We're back right after this.
It's a gift no one wants to give or get. But with travel and get-togethers this holiday season, respiratory viruses can be easily spread, and it's already starting.
I'm actually consulting in my hospital this week, and we're seeing a lot of influenza A here in Connecticut.
Dr. David Hill with the American Lung Association says this winter there's expected to be a surge in cases of flu, COVID-19, and RSV. CDC officials believe this season will be similar to the last, when the agency estimated that at least 1 million people were hospitalized and more than 70,000 people died from respiratory virus illnesses. Those over the age of 65 are especially at risk from getting severely sick.
The flu and COVID tend to lead to higher hospitalization rates and higher deaths in that population, so getting vaccinated is really important for that group of people.
Of the patients hospitalized for flu last season, the CDC says only about 1/3 were vaccinated. This season, there's a new flu variant. Combined with lagging vaccinations, there's a worry that things may look much worse in the weeks ahead.
Talk to your provider. Try to get vaccinated. It's the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
All right, let's take a look at the school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in either Regina, Saskatoon, or anywhere else in the province, bundle up today. Environment Canada is warning us about the cold. It's a yellow alert for this extreme cold. That indicates a moderate impact. -27 right now in Regina, -29 in Saskatoon, -25 by lunch and final bell in Regina, -28 by lunch in Saskatoon, -27 is what we're projecting by the final bell. However, wind chill values going to be making it feel even colder than this. Let's turn our attention now to the gas prices. The common price this morning, $127.9. The lowest you might find is $102.9. In Saskatoon, the common price, $115.9. The lowest you might find is $109.9. Over to the farm markets now, where we find the street price of canola at $560.22 per ton. The futures price at $616.60 per ton. Amber Durham wheat now starting the day at $282.27 per ton, and red spring wheat at $248.20 per ton. And the Canadian dollar trading up this morning. It's now at 72.60 cents US. Coming up after the break, the province passes new legislation aimed at curling interpersonal violence. But does it have teeth? We're sitting down with the minister. Stay with us.
Say on E. Good morning. Welcome to Christmas Sweater Fridays on Your Morning Saskatchewan. We begin with flooding in British Columbia, only getting worse. Evacuation zones have expanded as entire regions are cut off by rising water levels.
Probably came up a foot and a half in the last 15, 20 minutes.
You can see we're trying to get our cars out so we don't lose our cars. I mean, look, you can see 20 minutes ago there was nothing there.
The city of Abbotsford has declared a local state of emergency. The flooding has triggered several rock slides. A flood warning remains in effect today. And with the rain in the forecast for today and much of the next week, officials are worried things will only get worse.
Condition did deteriorate a little bit over the course of the next few hours, which resulted in us calling North Shore Rescue and Talon helicopters.
5 people and 4 dogs needed to be rescued after getting trapped on an island that flooded the Chilliwack River. The group was camping out when the water levels seemed to spike. A North Shore rescue helicopter had to come in and hoist them out. The Saskatchewan NDP calling attention to the provincial debt. Thursday in Saskatoon, Carla Beck, the NDP leader, showcased a check for $1.7 billion payable to billionaire bankers. She says it's intended to illustrate taxpayer money which goes towards covering the provincial debt.
We are better than this. People in this province deserve better than this. This is a rich province. We don't have a revenue problem. We have a mismanagement problem. We have an 18-year-old government that has run out of ideas and frankly was never that good at managing the debt in this province.
Premier Moe says the provincial government is always aiming to balance the budget. Speaking of Premier Moe, he is encouraging police services in Saskatchewan to crack down on drug possession. But addictions experts worry that might make the issue worse. Keenan Sorokon with why.
Speaking at a real estate conference earlier this week, Premier Scott Moe encouraged police across the province to get tough on drug possession.
And it's time now for us to engage with our enforcement leaders across the province and start taking these poisonous drugs away, because they're killing those individuals.
But experts say decades of research shows treating addictions as a criminal justice issue won't have the outcome Moe wants.
We might sweep someone into a jail cell overnight. Maybe for a small period of time, but then they're going to be right back where they started.
Fornsler has been working in substance use research for nearly 15 years and says 50 years of the war on drugs hasn't worked.
I'm not sure why our leadership is so averse to following scientific evidence and practices that have been well vetted over a period of the last 20 years.
Saskatoon Police changed its approach to drug use and personal drug possession in 2022 when federal laws reframed substance use as a health and social issue. Officers began laying possession charges with other charges like weapons offenses or trafficking, but say this new federal policy has eliminated an officer's ability to connect someone with services. Fornsler says the province needs to stop seeing drug use as a good versus bad and start seeing it as healthy and unhealthy, with proper avenues for people to seek care and safe consumption sites, as public fear rises with homelessness and drug use being more visible.
I don't understand why there's always a jail bed available immediately, but there's never a treatment bed available immediately when somebody wants to go and change their relation with substances.
Moe says the province is focused on getting people into recovery and increasing capacity.
The goal is not to hand out needles or any other drug paraphernalia and extend their life of addictions.
Saskatoon Police say without a police encounter, there is nothing compelling someone to seek treatment, something that is set to change in the new year with involuntary treatment legislation. Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Airlo Sport Venture received a donation from the Tim Hortons Smile Cookie campaign yesterday. A little less than $120,000 was raised, with $59,000 going to Airlo Sport Venture, the rest to the Tim Hortons Foundation for Camps. This money goes towards supporting 5 free community sports leagues.
We just have this shared vision of, really believing that every kid has the right to play. Every kid should have the opportunity to play, to find a sense of belonging, to help build their confidence and self-efficacy. We're trying to help support families who really wouldn't have the opportunity to play otherwise.
The holiday Smile Cookies were sold from November 17th to 23rd. Great campaign. Mike DeStassi running that here locally in Regina. Let's get to the Weather Center. Yesterday, you and I both ventured out on Ring Road and around the town, and it was not nice out there.
No, roads were not good. And even this morning, as we were driving in, we're seeing a lot of snow drifts onto some roads that haven't yet been cleared. Thank you to all of those snowplow drivers that are out there working hard this morning. But again, you have to drive safe if you're heading out onto those roads. And we're not just talking about the snow drifts from the snow that we saw yesterday. We are talking about the extreme cold today. That is all the pink you see behind me here. And even some of the white in the center of the province, really indicating some extreme cold that we're starting our day with. If you're wondering about the actual values, we'll take a look. Minus 30 right now to wake us up in Stony Rapids. This does not include the values of the wind chill. Minus 28 in Buffalo Narrows, minus 27 for Nipawin right now, minus 27 in Prince Albert, minus 28 to wake us up in Melfort. Down towards the south, it's more of the same. Minus 26 in Moose Jaw, minus 27 in Regina, minus 29 in Saskatoon right now, and minus 26 in Yorkton. Now, if you're wondering about the snow today, we're not seeing a whole lot of it in areas other than the southwest. And here's how that's actually going to come into the southwest. This morning, not seeing really anything. It's around noon that we start to see something moving in from Alberta. Going to be bringing some flurries right down to that southwest corner. Swift current also going to be seeing some of those flurries into those evening hours. Only about 1 centimeter, though. Areas right in that bottom corner of the province could be seeing a few centimeters of that snow. And then that's going to push away. We're not really talking about about any of that snow for Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. When we are seeing some more coming in is late on Saturday night. It's going to be bringing some flurries from Alberta into the northern part of Saskatchewan. Prince Albert also going to be seeing some of those flurries. We see some freezing rain popping up in the middle of that between Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. This is at about 6:15 p.m. now. Prince Albert going to be seeing some more of those flurries. Today's forecast shows we're not really getting a whole lot warmer than what we're seeing out there right now. So be prepared for this to stick around, these very cold temperatures. Minus 25 this afternoon in Regina, minus 27 in Saskatoon, minus 23 for Swift Current, minus 22 with that wind in Estevan. And the higher winds today are going to be gusting up to about 40 kilometers per hour, and that's right along the eastern border with Manitoba. So if you're waking up with us in Yorkton and Estevan, be prepared for those winds. The wind chill values this afternoon showing that a lot of places are going to be feeling like they're into the minus 30s. Prince Albert, minus 33, minus 34 wind chill value for Saskatoon, minus 33 for Regina, and minus 36 for Yorkton. Now, keep in mind, this is just during the day. Overnight, we're expecting these to fall even further. It's going to be feeling like we're into the minus 40 values overnight.
Studio decorating provided by Sticks and Doodles, Regina's Christmas ornament warehouse.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we're off to New Jersey. That was the worst accent I think I've ever attempted. Bulls and Devils, Luke Hughes with a nice spin move around Scott Sabrin before skating in and beating Jonas Johansson. Beautiful move from the New Jersey defenseman, faking the shot and finishing it off in style. Luke stepping up his game with his brother Jack, out injured. It is good enough for your must-see moment from Thursday. My accent is not. And coming up tonight, it's the NBA on TSN. We got the Hawks taking on the Pistons. Tip-off for that one gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
Community organizers in Regina are advocating for more social housing units to open, as 400 units sit empty in north central Regina. However, the government of Saskatchewan has other plans for the site. Sierra D'Souza Butts reports.
In one of Regina's most vulnerable areas sit hundreds of vacant housing units that are currently boarded up and fenced off.
I'm fortunate enough to have a home and everything, but a lot of my cousins, a lot of my family, a lot of the people that are living on the street that are my relatives, like, they don't have that.
The government of Saskatchewan says a portion of the building between Wascana Street and 5th Avenue was torn down in 2024 after fire damage, and an inspection deemed the remaining 15 units as unsafe. They are now slated for demolition. Community advocates say there are as many as 400 social housing units sitting empty in Regina, and the issue goes beyond this complex.
We need a commitment from the government to repair, to upkeep, to maintain social housing units so that it's always available for those in need.
All levels of government should make this a priority. However, the provincial government in particular right now has an obligation. Sask housing units fall under Saskatchewan government jurisdiction, and they need to be doing a better job to make sure that we've got the upkeep necessary to get people into these units as quickly as possible.
The empty units fall under the Saskatchewan Housing Corporation, which provides housing to low-income families across the province. In a statement to CTV News, the Ministry of Social Services says it has launched 2 initiatives focused on revitalizing Regina's North Central neighborhood, which include a flat rent rate program and an affordable rent-to-own program.
In the past, we've had federal and provincial acts that built a certain amount of social housing that made it adequate, had social housing that was kind of on the rate of the population here.
The province says a total of $88 million in the 2025-2026 budget will go towards multi-year repair and renovation projects, along with planning to begin 165 future housing projects. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
The Saskatchewan Science Centre is hosting a new program for adults to continue their learning, and Janelle Lapie's on location this morning to find out all about it. Janelle, good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy. That's right, and I've got Ryan Halata with me down at the Science Center, like you mentioned. Now, Ryan, let's talk a little bit about these adult programs that you guys have coming up.
Yeah, this is a brand new thing for us. We're really excited about it. So it's the third Wednesday of every month. The program is called Science Connections, and it was designed with, like, adult learners, seniors, that type of thing, people that are going to be available to learn some new things on a Wednesday morning.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, what time does this start? Where can people go to be a part of this? Are there tickets? How do people go about that?
Yeah, so lots of different ways to do this, but it's the third Wednesday of every month. So the first one is next Wednesday, December 17th. The theme for that is vaccines and vaccine misinformation. And how it works is you come, there'll be a lecture next week about vaccines, and then you'll have some time to just kind of come and play on the exhibit floor, and then we're going to go and watch Superhuman Bodies. And there is a fee. It's $22.99, or it's quite a bit less for members. And then we do have group rates as well. So if you have a bunch of friends that are going to go with you, or if you're from like a seniors living facility or something, then we can find a way to make that work for you.
Wow, well, this sounds like a lot of fun and a great learning opportunity. How are you guys coming about these topics? What's inspiring them?
Yeah, well, this was actually just a need that we thought that was in the community that nobody was really filling. And so we actually had a TOTS program, like a toddlers program, that we've launched this month as well, and we're going to be doing that every month. And then the senior learning was another thing that we thought that was really in demand and that we could fill that void in the market.
That's right. All right, Ryan. Well, thank you so much. This is really interesting. I'm very interested in it as well. Remember to come on down to the Science Center. This month is that vaccine misinformation. You won't want to miss out on this. Some great information.
All right, Janelle, it is. And we look forward to hearing a little more a little later on from you.
Studio decorating provided by Urban Farm Girl Boutique and Home Decor.
It's December 12th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Pearl. She turned 7 years old yesterday. We hope it was a great day for you, Pearl. Your family loves you so much and is so excited to spend Christmas in Mexico with you this year. Enjoy. Happy birthday wishes also being sent out to Dwayne. We hope this next year is your best one yet. Lots of love coming to you from your whole family. And happy birthday to Meadow. She's celebrating turning 3 years old today. Your mom, dad, and brothers sent in this photo to help you celebrate. Enjoy. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Carol today. We hope your day is super special. Lots of love from Cosmo and Larry. And looking forward to the weekend now, Adele will be marking her sweet 16 tomorrow. Happy 16th birthday to you from your Grandma D, Mom, Dad, Lincoln, and the aunties. Happy birthday to Casey. We hope your weekend is filled with lots of love and fun. This special shout out coming from Reed and Drew. Happy birthday to Sid, turning 39 years old on Sunday. We hope you have a great day and a great year ahead. Lots of love coming to you from your mom, Kelly, and your family. Also celebrating on December 14th is Adam. We hope you have a fabulous day, Adam, and we hope turning 55 brings you a lot of love. Enjoy. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Make sure you send those in one day in advance.
Milestones, brought to you in part by Hardin & House Chocolates, because tradition isn't just what you do, it's what you share.
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
A Hollywood legend. Spending a century doing whatever it takes to make us smile.
I like performing. I'm a ham, and getting in front of the cameras is fun.
Ahead of his 100th birthday on Saturday, Dick Van Dyke spoke with ABC's Chris Connolly from his home in Malibu. His wife of 13 years, Arlene Silver, by his side.
Dick Van Dyke as Mystery Man.
She was also with the Illinois native when he won a Daytime Emmy last year at 98. And danced alongside him in the Coldplay music video, All My Love.
We go to the gym 3 days a week, and she's a health nut, and we work out. That's good advice for anybody.
Of course, natural physicality has always been his trademark.
Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face.
From when he burst on the scene in 1960 with his Tony-winning performance in Bye Bye Birdie.
And it keeps drawing her back like a magnet.
To to his 5 seasons as the star of The Dick Van Dyke Show, to his chimney-sweeping, movie star-making performance alongside Julie Andrews in Mary Poppins. As legend has it, Van Dyke never actually took a dance lesson. Who needs that when you have the world's greatest supply of charisma? Here he is performing with his quartet, The Fantastics, a few years back. In 2015, he released a book called, naturally, Keep Moving, and then followed it up this year with 100 Rules for Living to 100. Soon, though, he may have even more to share.
The funniest thing is, it's not enough. 100 years is not enough. You want to live more, which I plan to.
Reportedly, Walt Disney was able to purchase land in Orlando to build our parent company's Disney World, thanks in large part to the tremendous success of Mary Poppins. So thank you, Dick, for Disney World 2, and of course, Julie Andrews. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
From one incredible talent, Dick Van Dyke, to another, Chase at Pure Country 92.7. Good morning.
Oh, I thought there was some talent behind me. I'm the talent. Yikes. All right, here's what we're going over today. We're talking about a fantastic trend I absolutely adore right now, and it's something that you needed to say yes to or do in your 20s that kind of shaped where you went in life. Like Reba McEntire got on this week and said, in your 20s, someone will ask you to sing the national anthem at the finals rodeo. It is very important that you say yes. And that was kind of that moment for her that propelled her career and sent her off into the path that we know and love from her today. So what would that be for you? That thing that you needed to say yes to in your 20s that kind of shaped where you went in life? You can text over 54321. And also, you're going to need to get ready to play Shake the Tree at 7:40. And hopefully we're getting you some prizes this morning.
All right, well, we kick things off with a man's plea for more music made for moms. Maybe.
We need mom pop again. That's what's missing in this world. Music that was made for our moms that we liked too. There was a moment in the late 90s, early 2000s.
He's right.
It's reminiscing about the 90s when there was, quote, mom pop. Didn't know that was a thing. Music that moms belted out and kids loved too.
Yeah, I agree with this. We need this.
I'm here for those are great songs.
Yeah.
Those are great songs.
Totally.
It was me going to school with my mom, and she's blasting Jan Arden, and I was like, this is a superstar of our generation.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of moms, a certain generation knows this look all too well. Some parents say they can't control their kids, but others only have to make the look, right? And then their kids will stop doing whatever they're doing. No words are needed.
Oh, I gave the look to my daughter from 11 to 3 when I left, and it did not work. So the dad look is not a thing.
I don't have the look yet, but I have the voice, I think, down. Where
I got the voice.
My 1-year-old was digging through the recycling bin and going through old cans. And my husband tried, and he said, Sadie, don't do that, don't do that. And I just looked at her and I said, Sadie, put it down and walk away. And she did. And he said, how did you do that?
Magic, witchcraft, and wizardry.
It's all about tone.
That's right, it is. Time out. We got your weather forecast. More headlines coming up right after this on Your Morning Saskatchewan. It's Friday, December 12th.
Some may have just joined our party. Some, like literally, just joined our party.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has a reason to smile after the Liberals poached a second Conservative MP.
One, I would say a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, working on the broader strategy on, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files as member of our
Premier Scott Moe and the provincial government make significant changes to cabinet.
Our kids wanted to just help families, and Sophia House is there to help.
And a class of grade 6 students at Wascana Plains School took a lesson in the kitchen from a master chef. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning. Happy Friday. You made it. You did it.
We're here. It's Christmas Sweater Friday. We're trying to lighten the mood because, I mean, it's cold out there and the news is not always the greatest, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to warm up your hearts because you can't actually be warm unless you stay inside all day today. Those temperatures are going to be cold.
Frostbite's a real thing, so cover up and remember, if it's too cold for you outside, it's too cold for your pets. Let's get to your headlines for this part of the hour, and we begin with Premier Scott Moe shuffling the deck on Thursday, saying it was in order to even out the workload. The new cabinet includes 5 first-time ministers. Wayne Mantika reports.
There were many familiar faces and a few new ones as members of the provincial cabinet filed into the ballroom of Government House. The new cabinet will be slightly larger.
We had, post the election, reduced the number of cabinet ministers down to 16 from 18. What we do today, part of what we do today is to spread out some of that workload, bring the cabinet complement back to a number that is more common, at least under our term in government of 18 cabinet ministers.
The Premier said his goal was to level out the workload.
I think allowing for all of our cabinet ministers now to have one, I would say, a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, working on the broader strategy on, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files as we move forward and look into the future.
The 5 new ministers are all relative newcomers to the legislature, having been elected just last year.
I'm really humbled to be in the Premier's cabinet and to have the opportunity to serve the people of Saskatchewan in this capacity.
Some felt it was too soon to talk about their new role.
Listen, I just got sworn in about 10 minutes ago, so obviously there's some work for me to do to get briefed on all these files.
One minister has gone full circle, from agriculture to highways, and now back to agriculture.
I'm really honored, and it's humbling to be back in the ministry. I enjoyed it there the 6 years I was there, but for the Premier to give me this honor back is very humbling.
The Premier said he didn't want to introduce too many new faces right after the 2024 provincial election. Now he believes his revised cabinet will strike a balance between experience and fresh perspectives. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
The Liberals are now 1 seat shy of a majority federally after another Conservative MP has crossed the floor.
Let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael Ma.
The Liberals welcomed Ontario MP Michael Ma at their holiday party last night. Just a night earlier, he was at the Conservative Christmas party with leader Pierre Poilievre. Even took a picture with his entire family. There it is on your screen. Now, in a statement, Ma said he entered politics to help people, and he looks forward to working with the Prime Minister. He is the second Conservative MP to defect in 2 months after Chris D'Entremont joined the Liberals in November. It's a big boost for the Liberals as the House closes for the year.
A hard grind because of this conservative obstruction, but we did get results.
It's Liberals who are engaged in self-obstruction of their own legislation.
The government passed 4 bills during the fall sitting, but other key pieces of legislation, including the budget, are still working their way through the House. MPs will be back to work January 26th. Many Canadians appear to be struggling with the increased cost of rent.
We want to make a life here, but we're doing all the right things, but we're still falling behind, and it's not a sustainable situation.
The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has released its annual rental market report. It shows that despite an increase in purpose-built rentals and an increase in the vacancy rate, there has not been a corresponding drop in the average price of rent. The average rent for a 2-bedroom purpose-built rental unit was $1,050 a month, which represents a 5.1% increase. The average for a 2-bedroom condo was $2,300. To get back to pre-pandemic rental prices, the CMHC PC says housing starts need to double. They were down 17% in October compared to the month before. NDP leader Carla Beck says it's going to take more than a cabinet shuffle to get the change that Saskatchewan people want and deserve. The opposition leader says the new cabinet is still the same old Saskatchewan party.
Not that concerned with the internal workings of Scott Moe's cabinet at this point. I am concerned about actually delivering better on healthcare affordability, better management of the finances in this province. I don't think he's got the team to do it. I know that we do.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority is looking to hire more security guards at Saskatoon's hospitals. Jeremy Dodge, why?
Well, Daryl, it comes as officers are seeing more violence on the job. Laura Woodward has all the details.
Oh, every day, several times a day.
Multiple times a day, Senior Security Officer Chris Clark seizes a weapon from someone entering Royal University Hospital.
Switchblades, butterfly knives, bear spray.
From knives, guns, brass knuckles to even a blowtorch. Clark says violence on the job has increased dramatically since he started 35 years ago.
When I started in the department, it was stuff happened, but it didn't happen very often. And now things are happening like daily, hourly. Officers, staff, it is daily, several times a day. Somebody in our province is getting assaulted.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority has posted 14 security officer positions, 8 at Royal University Hospital and 6 at St. Paul's. 5 of those jobs appeared online Monday, just days after a man walked into St. Paul's with a sawed-off shotgun. The SHA says the postings are part of ongoing recruitment efforts and are not related to the November 27th incident, adding that recruiting security staff can be a challenge.
Nobody wants to stay and do the job for the compensation, the amount of pay that they're getting for it, when they can do less somewhere else for way more than what they're getting now.
The job postings list the pay at between $22 and $24 an hour, roughly $45,000 a year.
People are leaving faster than they can hire folks. They'll hire a group security officer within a few months. They're leaving because a lot of it comes down to compensation, working conditions.
The union says without better pay and stronger safety measures for security guards, the recruitment challenges will continue. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Daryl, another person charged in connection to the quadruple homicide on the Carry the Kettle First Nation.
That's right. RCMP says a 17-year-old boy was arrested and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Tracy Hodamani, Sheldon Quaisance, Shauna Faye, and Terry Jack all found dead in a home in February. The youth, who cannot be named due to the Youth Criminal Justice Act, is also charged with the attempted murder of a 5th person who was at the home at the time. 18-year-old Darius Rexett and 15-year-old, who cannot be named, a boy, has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder in connection to the case. The youth is expected to be back in court on December 19th. The case of an Esterhazy man charged with stealing money from a local organization has been adjourned until the new year. Corey Smith is accused of stealing $46,000 from the Esterhazy Minor Hockey Association, $43,000 through an e-transfer, along with $3,000 in cash. The next court date is January 13th, allowing more time for attorneys to review disclosure. The man accused of killing Charlie Kirk made his first court appearance in person.
So that I may hear from the parties regarding which portions of the recording, the record should remain sealed. All members of the public and the press will be excused.
The judge closed the court to the media shortly after Thursday's session began as he considered whether to limit media access to the case. He's looking into the release of an audio recording and transcript from a closed hearing on October 14th. The judge is set to rule on that, as well as a motion filed by media organizations looking to preserve media access on December 29th. Tyler Robinson is accused of firing a single rifle shot that took Kirk's life on September 10th. He was arrested after a 33-hour manhunt and is due to make the next court appearance in person in January. Australia's health minister is hitting back at Reddit as they file a lawsuit in the country's highest court looking to overturn that social media ban for children.
When our governments have taken strong action to protect citizens against highly addictive, highly damaging products, they've usually been challenged in the courts by the companies that profit most from them. But the idea that this is some action by Reddit to protect the political freedoms of young people is a complete crock.
Reddit says Australia is one of its biggest markets. They say the ban on social media for young people 16 and under should be declared invalid because it interferes with free political communication implied by Australia's constitution. Reddit says there should be an exemption for them even if the ban is upheld. They say they don't meet the definition of social media. A class of Saskatchewan students in the kitchen Thursday serving up something special. Jacob Carr reports.
This is a little different from what I usually make. We're making circular pizza.
Grade 6 teacher and MasterChef Canada Top 5 finisher Andres Araneda is lending his skills to some of his students at Wascana Plains School. The class is prepping pizzas for staff as part of the school's Kindness Storm program.
Every class is responsible to kind of organize some sort of a fundraiser that helps some sort of a organization around town.
Araneda's class will be donating all of the proceeds from their pizza sales to Sophia House, which provides long-term homes for women and children fleeing domestic violence. Yasmina Nachle, now in grade 8, has fond recollections of taking part in the pie-making process when she was in grade 6.
It's like it's just so many core memories. It's just something I know I'm going to remember for so many years to come, and they're just so lucky.
Prentice Bunce, who is currently in Araneda's class, also feels fortunate to be learning the intricacies of pizza making with a chef of her teacher's caliber.
It's amazing because now we can learn everything that he did on MasterChef Canada. It's going to be fun.
Araneda says seeing his students flourish in the kitchen and then take those skills home to their families is what makes his job so rewarding.
It's been really inspiring for me just seeing them going home and actually cooking things, and I'll get emails sometimes from parents and they're showing me what their kids made over the weekend, and to me that's like one of the coolest things ever.
The perfectly sculpted pizzas will be dished out to school staff on Friday. The pint-sized chefs are also looking forward to tasting their own creations.
Yes, very much. Everybody's waiting for that day.
A kindness storm creating a snowball effect, helping those in need one slice at a time. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Thank you, Jacob. Now we're all hungry and
we're also
what,
cold.
2 hours left of the show.
Yeah. Let's talk about the cold, though, because everyone's cold right now if you're heading outside. The temperatures this morning not looking great. Minus 27 to wake us up in Regina. We did see just the lightest little bit of precipitation earlier on this morning. Roads are not going to be pleasant out there. We're still seeing those snow drifts from that snow that we saw yesterday. Take it slow out there and definitely warm up your cars if you have the availability to do that. Minus 30 right now to wake us up in Saskatoon. So temperatures have just been getting even colder. Now this afternoon we're going to be fluctuating temperatures a bit, but it's still going to be right around here with the wind chill feeling like minus 34 into the afternoon hours, and overnight feeling like we're into those minus 40 values. Today's wind gusts, we're going to be seeing the strongest gusts right around Yorkton this afternoon, up to about 47 kilometers per hour. Estevan also going to be seeing them surpassing 40 kilometers per hour, and up through Hudson Bay as well. Other than that, if you're waking up with us in western Saskatchewan, we're not really seeing those winds too strong today, but southwest Saskatchewan is going to be seeing those flurries this afternoon. So this system comes in from Alberta around the noon hour. It's going to be bringing about 1 centimeter of snow to Swift Current and a few more centimeters to areas even farther south than Swift Current, right along that U.S. border there. As we continue on to look into tomorrow morning, that does disappear. We're just talking about some cloud cover for the southwest. And then we do see some more precipitation bringing some flurries to areas around Prince Albert and up through northern Saskatchewan on Sunday through the morning hours. And then that system does grow in size slightly by Sunday afternoon. So be prepared for that if you're waking up with us in Prince Albert. Today's forecast looking very cold. Keep in mind, this does not factor in the wind chill. Wind chill going to be making it feel closer to minus 30 in a lot of places, but minus 27 this afternoon for Saskatoon, minus 25 for Regina, minus 22 for Swift Current, and minus 22 for Weyburn and Estevan as well. The 7-day forecast does show a light at the end of the tunnel, though. We just have to get through today and tomorrow with those really cold temperatures, And keep in mind, the average for this time of year is about -8. Sunday, we see an improvement, -2 for Regina, 3 degrees on Monday for Regina, and many places across the province expecting to get into those positive temperatures on Monday. Some more snow on the way for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, if you're in Saskatoon, again, cold temperatures today and tomorrow. Sunday, though, we see an improvement, -7, so right around that seasonal average. 2 degrees on Monday, -7, though, on Tuesday. And then as temperatures get colder, we do see some more flurries by mid-next week. Very cold temperatures on this rural forecast today. -24 for Spiritwood this afternoon, -27 for Watrous, -25 for Wynyard. Down towards the south, a little bit better, but still not great. -20 for East End Cypress today with those flurries. Maple Creek also seeing some snow this afternoon, -18, -22 for Rockland, -25 for Pilot Butte, and -23 for Carlisle. Let's take a look at Etonia, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Now, we are talking mainly about that snowfall falling far down in that southwest corner, but Etonia does have a chance of seeing some of those flurries this afternoon. Winds not going to be quite as strong as those waking up with us from the east part of the province, though. We're seeing winds up to about 20 kilometers per hour there.
Lululemon says Chief Executive Officer Calvin McDonald is stepping down as the pricey yoga wear brand looks to reignite growth amid pressure from upstart competition and its founder. McDonald will depart the company at the end of January. The chair of the board, Marty Morfitt, will take over on an expanded role for now as executive chair. Meanwhile, Lululemon reported net income of US $306.8 million during its third quarter, down from $351.9 in the same period last year. Broadcom, a chip company vying with NVIDIA for AI computing revenue, slumped after its sales outlook for the red-hot market failed to meet investors' lofty expectations. The shares fell in pre-market trading on Friday following unsettling commentary from the chief executive officer, Hock Tan, on a conference call. He said the company has a backlog of $73 billion in AI product orders that will be shipped over the next 6 quarters, a number that disappointed some investors, but Tan sought to clarify that figure, that it was a minimum. And President Donald Trump is expected to direct his administration to move to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug, according to people familiar with the matter, a move that could represent one of the biggest shifts in U.S. policy toward cannabis in decades. Reclassification would make it easier to buy and sell cannabis, delivering a major victory for companies and investors in that sector, as well as patients who use it. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
There was a festive break-in took place at a holiday-themed store in Tennessee. Take a look at this. It's not one of Santa's reindeer, but a deer did make its way inside the store. This is in Jonesboro. Officers had to figure out how to rein in the uninvited guest. It did make its way to the back of the store, where it rose such a clatter, as you'd expect. The deer eventually became wedged in a wooden armchair, which provided a convenient carrying case of sorts, I guess. So that's what they used to get the poor fella out.
Oh, no.
Transported outside. Nice. Where it clambered off into the night.
I need an update. Is the deer okay?
I assume since there was another one. There was another one that got into a Marshall store somewhere in the U.S. and one of the store employees chased it out of the store.
Oh,
literally, like, chased it, running and yelling, and it's the whole thing.
Oh, my.
There you go. It's deer everywhere, trying to get in and out of this cold.
Yeah.
If you could spend Christmas anywhere in the world, I guess that deer wants to be in that toy shop. Where would you want to spend it, is what we've asked.
A lot of warm answers on our big board. Someone wrote in and said, we did Christmas in Las Vegas and New Year's Eve in Disneyland one year. It was a blast.
We're on board.
Yeah, imagine that. Yep. Another answer saying Hawaii, and back in the 1970s when Christmas was Christmas. That's kind of what, it makes me change my answer a bit, because anywhere in the world, but also if we could time travel, I just want to be back in like my childhood home, you know, having Christmas there. Because again, it's like this answer. It's when Christmas felt like Christmas, right? We have another couple answers on our board here. We had Tracy saying, I would take my family to Nashville. And Heather saying, I think it'd be pretty spectacular to spend Christmas in Sweden.
Sweden?
Yeah.
Sweden.
So
those little German markets would be cool too, right?
Yeah.
Christmas markets? Oh.
Yeah, actually my aunt is there right now. She is on a river cruise through Germany going to all the Christmas markets.
There you go.
So, yeah. All right. Thank you for answering our question of the day so far, but we do want to hear from you. Text us at 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code to email us. We'd love to share some more answers.
Time for our Friday morning mystery, and I'm bound to think that this is going to be a song because there's been a theme to these this week. Maybe not. This show first aired in 1964. Okay. Main character is voiced by Canadian actress Billie Mae Richards.
Okay.
And clue number 3, the original airing, Santa did not return for the Misfit Toys. Okay. Misfit Toys.
There's the giveaway.
Kayleen, do you know it?
No.
It's a lot of writing. Jeremy, every day it's a lot of writing.
Again.
Okay, I'm good.
Oh, I made it too big.
I'm good. I don't know. Mine's legible.
Here, I'm going to
I feel like I have nice writing. Do I have nice writing?
Here's
we got to go.
I don't on these.
Okay. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, okay. So can we take my answer from yesterday? Because I said that yesterday about the song was my answer.
Copy it on
I'm not sure that's how it works.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is the answer. Billie Mae Richards has also voiced Hermie the Elf, which is one on the left, if you don't know. There you go.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. It's cold out there this morning, folks. Minus 27 in Regina, minus 30 right now in Saskatoon. By lunchtime, minus 25 for Regina, and we'll be carrying that temperature into our final bell. However, we're talking about that wind chill today, and it's going to be feeling more like minus 33 in Regina. Bundle up. Minus 28 by lunchtime in Saskatoon, minus 27 by final bell, and that wind chill value making it feel more like minus 34. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. 127.9 is the common price. The lowest you might find, though, is 102.9. In Saskatoon, the common price, 115.9. The lowest you might find, 109.9. Over to the farm markets now, where we find the street price of canola at $560.22 per ton, and the futures price at $616.60 per ton. Amber Durham wheat now at $282.27 per ton, and red spring wheat at $248.20 per ton. And the Canadian dollar trading up this morning. It's now at 72.60 cents US. After the break, it's your last chance to claim a piece of the pie in the settlement of a bread price fixing case. Stay with us for the details.
Say 7:30 on Christmas Sweater Friday on Your Morning Saskatchewan. Let's begin in BC, where flooding is soaking the Fraser Valley, and it could peak today, but another weather system, an atmospheric river, is forecast to hit the region on Sunday, bringing the threat of another round of flooding.
Adrenaline's pumping. I didn't sleep much at all. We're expecting waters to rise drastically.
You can see we're trying to get our cars out so we don't lose our cars.
Flood warnings remain in effect for the Fraser Valley. Overflow from the Nooksack River in Washington State is expected to peak today, leaving residents in a waiting game to see how their properties will be affected. Hundreds of properties in Abbotsford remain under evacuation alerts or orders this morning. Highway 1 remains closed between Sumas Valley and Number 3 Road due to flooding.
Showed up at 8 o'clock. We thought it'd be a little sooner now, but it was kind of slow. But when it came, it was once again a lot of water in a hurry.
So many things of people's belongings that this river has just taken.
South of the border, flooding is reaching historic levels. Evacuation orders have now been issued for tens of thousands of people in Washington state. Along the river in Mount Vernon, teams went door to door, informing people of the evacuation notices. The Saskatchewan NDP calling attention to the provincial debt. Carla Beck, the leader of the party, was in Saskatoon on Thursday showing a check for $1.7 billion payable to billionaire bankers. She says it's intended to illustrate taxpayer money that's going towards covering the provincial debt.
We are better than this. People in this province deserve better than this. This is a rich province. We don't have a revenue problem. We have a mismanagement problem. We have an 18-year-old government that has run out of ideas and frankly was never that good at managing the debt in this province.
Premier Scott Moe says the provincial government is always aiming to balance the budget, pointing to Saskatchewan as the province with the lowest per capita debt. It's your last chance to claim a piece of the pie in the settlement of a bread price fixing case. The $500 million class action lawsuit accused Loblaw and its parent company of engaging in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of bread. Canadians must submit an online claim today to be part of the payout. It's eligible for anyone who bought packaged bread between January 2001 and December 2021. Those who file a claim could receive $25 within 6 to 12 months. Researchers at North York General and the Hospital for Sick Children say there's been a dramatic rise in the number of Ontarians being prescribed medications for ADHD. The study looked at all prescriptions for stimulant drugs such as Ritalin and Adderall dispensed in the province between 2015 and 2023. Overall, it found annual prescriptions to treat ADHD were up 157% in 2023 compared to 2015. They accelerated in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Possible reasons include a surge in time online, increased public awareness, and the recognition of people who were previously undiagnosed. Another window to buy World Cup tickets is now open. Fans have until January 13th to enter the draw. Unlike the past two draws, this time fans can pick the game they want to see, but it will cost you. For example, Canada plays in the first game in Toronto, possibly against Italy, and the cheapest ticket is $1,300. The most expensive one is more than $3,000. Many fans say they are outrageous.
I know they're a lot more than World Cup past, which I know has turned off me and a lot of my friends.
A fan federation in Europe is now calling on FIFA to pause some ticket sales. FIFA reserves tickets for national associations to sell to their most loyal fans. They're calling these high prices a betrayal. For the first time, FIFA is using a form of dynamic pricing with little transparency over how costs are set. Airlo Sport Venture received a donation from Tim Hortons thanks to the Smile Cookie campaign. A little less than $120,000 was raised, $59,000 going to Airlo Sport Venture, and the rest going to the Tim Hortons Foundation for Camps. This money goes towards supporting 5 free community sports leagues.
We just have this shared vision of, really believing that every kid has the right to play. Every kid should have the opportunity to play, to find a sense of belonging, to help build their confidence and self-efficacy. We're trying to help support families who really wouldn't have the opportunity to play otherwise.
The holiday Smile Cookies were sold from November 17th to 23rd. Congratulations to Mike DeStassi and his crew. And we are trying to give back as well, Kayleen. We have a picture to show you. It's a Bundle of Joy update. Neil Garchinsky snapped this photo for us yesterday from our sales team to show off the pile of diapers, and the system, of course, turned it sideways because that's what it does. My little gremlin bouncing around in there. But nevertheless, we were collecting diapers and wipes for kids in need, and they're also doing a diamond car wash that kicks back $10 to support Carmichael Outreach and the work that they're doing.
This is one of my favorite things that we do every single year. It's so much fun to see the joy that this brings. Yeah. Please bring your donations. Diapers and wipes, they're so needed this time of year.
And we've extended it. It was to the 18th. It is now going to be to the 24th. And thanks and shout out to Chris Hodges, who sat in this chair many years ago and started this campaign for us. Keelan, what's going on in the weather?
Well, I made up a fun board to show you guys the differences in what we're seeing for temperatures this morning. So the Saskatchewan hotspot this morning, morning. Valmarie, minus 21.1. The Sask cold spot right now, Meadow Lake, minus 33.3. How does that compare nationally? Well, Canada's hot spot right now, Estevan Point, not Estevan, Estevan Point in British Columbia, 8.2 degrees right now. Canada cold spot, Rabbit Kettle, Northwest Territories at minus 47.3 degrees. So as we're taking a look at these temperatures right now, where they're really cold, we can at least be grateful that we're not up in the Northwest Territories seeing those frigid temperatures this morning. Minus 27 though to wake us up in Regina. We do have some winds coming in at 24 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, minus 30 right now, and we do have some winds coming in at 19 kilometers per hour. Some very clear skies though, so there is some positive news. Now, this morning, we're not seeing a whole lot for precipitation. When we are going to be seeing that is into the afternoon hours, starting in the early afternoon, down in the southwest corner in areas even farther south than Swift Current. Swift Current, though, is going to be seeing some of it. It's right on the border there with Swift Current. About 1 centimeter for those waking up in Swift Current this morning. Down towards the American border, though, it's going to be about a few centimeters of snow. And then that's going to taper off into the later parts of the evening, overnight. Tomorrow morning, we're not seeing a lot on the Futurecast here. We are going to be seeing some more snow making its way in from Alberta, though. That's mainly going to be impacting northern Saskatchewan. This is on Sunday morning, about 2:15 a.m., and by Sunday afternoon, we do see some more flurries for Prince Albert. So be prepared for that if you're waking up with us from Prince Albert. Today's forecast, not looking great. We're not seeing temperatures go up all too much from where we're at right now. I do want to draw your attention over to the eastern border with Manitoba, though, where we are going to be seeing the strongest wind gusts over in Yorkton this afternoon. Minus 24 for that temperature value, wind chill, making it feel even colder. Regina minus 25, Saskatoon minus 27. And minus 22 expected for Swift Current with some of that cloud cover. Of course, we just talked about some flurries as well into the early afternoon and late afternoon as well. Now, the 7-day forecast showing that we just got to make it through today and tomorrow. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that comes on Sunday. Mix of sun and cloud, minus 2. So that is going to feel like such a relief after these really cold temperatures we're seeing. 3 degrees on Monday, and many places across the province expecting to see temperatures head into those positive values on Monday. So that will be nice to see. Saskatoon also included in that, and some flurries on the way for mid next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Here's what's happening in our community. A Ukrainian Christmas supper happens Saturday, December 13th at 4 p.m. 134 13th Avenue in Regina, 306-535-7853. TNC Singles Club Social Dance happens on Saturday, December 13th at 7:30 p.m. at Vaughan Street in Moose Jaw, Church of Our Lady Parish, 306-630-1492. Christmas concert happening Saturday, December 14th at 7 p.m. First Baptist Church, 2241 Victoria Avenue. That's firstbaptistregina.ca. And Blue Christmas service happens Tuesday, December 16th at 7 p.m. out in Sturgis at the Grace United Church, 306-547-7068. To have your event shown here, email us at reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca at least 2 weeks in advance. Well, you could probably curl on the city streets right now, so be safe if you're heading out there. But if you don't want to do that, you want to do it in a nice, closed environment. Dave Cornelius is joining us. He is the president of the Regina Men's Curling Bonspiel Committee. They've got a great event coming up, and he's here to tell us all about it. Dave, thanks for spending some time with us.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl. Yeah, thank you. It's the 121st Regina Men's Curling Bonspiel, so it's been going on for quite some time. Long time. I think it's one of the longest-standing curling bonspils in Saskatchewan, maybe even in Canada.
What's led to the longevity?
You know what? It's when it started out, it was at its peak, I think, a 300 team, over 300 teams across all the curling rinks in Regina here. Just great curling, just great men's curling for the whole province. So yeah, that's one of the pieces that's kept it alive as long as it has, and we're just trying to keep it going. So, we don't want to let the history die.
Before we get too far into it, let's get that entry deadline out there.
Entry deadline is December 19th, so coming up here just over a week. That would get you in with a team of $320 for your team. After the 19th, we're still taking entries. It's going to be $360. We're going up to December 31st, so get it in before the new year. That's when we have a cutoff. 64 teams, so it's not
quite the 300 number.
It's not quite the 300 we used to, but we're still. It's a fairly big bonspiel for nowadays.
So do you have to be Steve Laycock or Kelly Knapp to get in on this? Or
absolutely not. It's the camaraderie and coming out for a great weekend of curling is what we want to see. It's obviously there's some highly competitive curling and on the top tiers. There's 9 events, so the top couple events have some really good curlers in there. But it's fun for anybody just to come out and have some fun, throw some rocks, and get a good weekend of curling in.
Probably see an influx now that you see people like Benny Hebert qualifying for the Olympics, and all of our Saskatchewan curlers doing so well in the Brier.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for it, right? It's curling's one of those sports that everyone sees on TV, and it's a super easy sport. Again, it's not complicated. You don't need a whole lot of equipment. The clubs have lots of equipment. It's at the Cali, I got to shout out Cali Curling Club and the Highland Curling Club here. There's a junior for boys teams, $180 a team if a junior wants to join, and yeah.
It doesn't happen without volunteers, though, right?
No,
so shout out to volunteers.
Shout out to all our community members. Dan Folk, our secretary and treasurer, all of our amazing sponsors too, Daryl. It doesn't happen without those sponsors. Molson Coors is our beer sponsor. Royal Executive is our hotel sponsors. We've got title sponsors for each event, which is amazing. So
just about out of time, David. Before we let you go, we need the contact to get entered if we want to be part of this.
Yeah, you bet. Go to any of the curling clubs in Regina here. Zed Folk at myaccess.ca, if I can get that to you, maybe. Yeah, or just the curling club. Stop by the curling clubs, they'll know.
Thanks very much, David.
Thank you.
But I keep coming back like a revolving door. Said I don't want you less, but I just want you more. So I keep coming back. She said, take your time, what's the rush?
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
Let's check back in with Janelle Lepine now at the Saskatchewan Science Centre. Time to learn more about some Christmas activities. Janelle?
Hi, Jeremy. That's right. Before we even get into that, though, I'm very excited to tell you all that we have a demonstration now, Ryan. Walk us through a little bit about what we're doing, because we're making clouds here this morning.
Yeah, right. It's winter. A lot of times you wake up, it's really cloudy, or maybe it's kind of foggy outside. But you can actually make a cloud inside your house. And this is something that you can do at home, too. There's no special tools or chemicals or anything required.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
All right. So what we're going to do is we've got some empty pop bottles here. They've been washed out. We're going to put about a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol in them, and then we just want to coat the inside of that bottle with that alcohol. So we're going to want to kind of rotate it and twirl it and twist it just so that we get as much of the inside covered as possible.
Okay.
We'll just do this for, a few seconds, kind of get it all coated out. And then if there's a bunch of liquid that's left over, we can just dump that out.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
I do that. I'm going to dump mine out here.
Let's see if I did that good enough one-handed.
Perfect. Good, I love it.
All right.
So a cloud is formed when the moisture in the air moves into a low pressure area. So if it's under pressure and then it goes to low pressure, it cools and then the water vapor becomes visible. So we're just going to recreate that. We've got the vapor in the bottle, and we're going to add the pressure with this bicycle pump.
Okay.
So we've done this many times. We know it's 12 to 15 pumps of these pumps, but you don't want to go too hard. You don't want to blow up the pop bottle, of course. So,
okay.
So I'm going to pump this one up.
I'm going to put this down. Give us 2 minutes here. Okay.
That's great. When it starts to get really hard, that's a good time to stop.
Perfect.
And then all we need to do is relieve the pressure. So we'll grab onto the lid and I'll just pull it off real quick.
Oh.
There you go. Well, we got clouds.
We got clouds.
Yeah, light fog today.
We'll take it. Awesome, Ryan. Well, this is fantastic. We are coming back a little bit later on. We've got some more information about activities to tell you. Tons more to look forward to.
All right, Janelle. Excellent. We look forward to seeing more in just a little while.
It's December 12th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Pearl. She turned 7 years old yesterday. We hope it was a great day for you, Pearl. Your family loves you so much and is so excited to spend Christmas in Mexico with you this year. Enjoy. Happy birthday wishes also being sent out to Dwayne. We hope this next year is your best one yet. Lots of love coming to you from your whole family. And happy birthday to Meadow. She's celebrating turning 3 years old today. Your mom, dad, and brothers sent in this photo to help you celebrate. Enjoy. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Carol today. We hope your day is super special. Lots of love from Cosmo and Larry. And looking forward to the weekend now, Adele will be marking her sweet 16 tomorrow. Happy 16th birthday to you from your Grandma D, Mom, Dad, Lincoln, and the aunties. Happy birthday to Casey. We hope your weekend is filled with lots of love and fun. This special shout out coming from Reed and Drew. Happy birthday to Sid, turning 39 years old on Sunday. We hope you have a great day and a great year ahead. Lots of love coming to you from your mom, Kelly, and your family. Also celebrating on December 14th is Adam. We hope you have a fabulous day, Adam, and we hope turning 55 brings you a lot of love. Enjoy. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Make sure you send those in 1 day in advance.
Milestones, brought to you in part by Hardin & House Chocolates, because tradition isn't just what you do, it's what you share.
Christmas sweater Friday. You missed the memo?
This is going to be every Friday now until Christmas?
That's right, yeah.
Because I missed out, you know, that makes sense, all right. I don't think I actually own a Christmas sweater, so I'll have to go and buy one
That'd
here.
Be great. What's going on on the radio? Maybe you can shake one out of the tree. Are you still doing that?
Well, honestly, the tree just timbered over, unfortunately. Lacey was shaking it this morning, had one shake too many, timbered over. She lost her presents in the process, too. Still gave her a consolation prize of some tickets to the movies and popcorn, but next shake will be coming up 4:40 this afternoon with Brandon, and we've had 2 timbers in a row, so we got to get a little less greedy on the shakes. Hopefully, I get some good prizes coming out. Also, we want to send a little virtual hug out there today, because yesterday, just found out, yesterday it was the day that more people break up than any other day of the year. And we think that probably should be moved a little bit, maybe 2 weeks before Christmas, a little too soon. So we're going to try to shift that to maybe a November or January date moving forward here.
Okay, this does not look like this is going to end well for you guys.
We're getting our first look at Supergirl, and she does like to party. A new trailer shows Superman's cousin knocking back shots and knocking down bad guys. House of the Dragons' Millie Alcock stars as the superpowered heroine. Supergirl flies into theaters next June.
We had to be all hands on deck to put in a brand new era into the show.
Swifties can now enjoy 2 new tailor-made things on Disney+. The first 2 episodes of The End of an Era just debuted on the streamer. The 6-part docuseries gives an in-depth behind-the-scenes look at the Eras tour. And if that weren't enough, a concert film about the tour's final show is now up on Disney Plus as well.
Hey! I got it! What? Get behind me.
Quint might not have survived Jaws, but his fishing rod and harpoon gun have. The entertainment auctioneer Prop Store is auctioning off the items in March. The props might take a big bite out of your wallet, though. The gun is expected to go for up to $500,000, and the fishing rod as high as $150,000. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Sometimes you do a lot of crazy things to exercise your free will. Take a look what this group of friends decided to do.
And it won't leave me alone. These ones won't seem to
matching wigs to brunch in Las Vegas. Why? Because you can.
Yeah.
They also decided to pretend they were middle-aged women by acting like they couldn't read the menu, having hot flashes, and snapping at the servers.
Oh. Like not snapping like angry, but like the get over
like
here.
The classic, there's a classic meme now about like women named Karen snapping at servers.
Oh, okay.
And you know, so I think they're just trying to imitate that.
Could be. Jeremy, what do you have? Oh, we're all out of time. I'd love to. I just love when you get that.
Jeremy,
15,
never mind.
10. Okay, bye-bye.
I got nothing to say. Nothing to say.
It's Friday, December 12th.
One, I would say a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, you know, working on the broader strategy on, you know, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files. As
Premier Scott Moe and the provincial government shuffle the deck.
Some may have just joined our party. Some, like literally, just joined our party.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has reason to smile after the Liberals poach a second Conservative MP.
A couple hundred maybe, a couple thousand, absolutely not.
As another window to buy World Cup tickets opens, there's backlash and sticker shock from fans over high prices. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning. Happy Friday.
The specialized transportation for Regina Public School has been canceled this morning. All other school buses are running, so report absences if you're not going to go, but that's the sense of the day.
Yeah, transportation going to be the least of your concerns today because it's the cold. The cold is so bitter today. I hope you have a warm cup of tea.
If it is too cold for you outside, it's also too cold for your pets, so make sure you pay attention to that. Let's get over to your headlines. We'll get back to Kayleen for the weather forecast because that's probably the bad news on this Christmas sweater Friday. Premier Scott Moe and the provincial government shuffling the deck. 5 MLAs becoming ministers for the very first time. Michael Uyghur is named Minister of Community Safety, which is a brand new position. Chris Beaudry is the new Minister of Energy and Resources. Darlene Roden becomes the Minister of Environment. Kim Gartner is the Minister of Highways. Sean Wilson is the new Minister of Sask Builds and Procurement. 3 MLAs are leaving cabinet. Travis Keisig, Daryl Harrison, and Colleen Young. David Merritt will be going back to agriculture. Ken Cheveldayoff added labor relations and workplace safety to his portfolio. And Warden Keating will switch to trade and development to handling SLGA. That means there are now 18 ministers, an increase of 2 who were sworn in at Government House during a ceremony Thursday. The Premier says he wanted to even out the amount of work each minister had gotten, giving them a better opportunity to strategize.
And I think allowing for all of our cabinet ministers now to have, one, I would say a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, you know, working on the broader strategy on, you know, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files as we move forward and look into the future.
This is the first cabinet shuffle provincially since the initial appointments after the 2024 provincial election. Meanwhile, the leader of the NDP says it's going to take more than a cabinet shuffle to get the change the Saskatchewan people want and deserve. Now, Carla Beck says the province needs a new government.
Not that concerned with the internal workings of Scott Moe's cabinet at this point. I am concerned about actually delivering better on healthcare affordability, better management of the finances in this province. I don't think he's got the team to do it. I know that we do.
A Conservative MP from the Toronto area has revealed that he is crossing the floor to join the Liberal Party, putting that party federally just 1 seat shy of a majority. News of the political shakeup dropped as members started a 6-week holiday break. Rachel Aiello reports.
So let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael.
Liberals were celebrating more than the holiday season.
Learning just as festivities were getting underway at the party's annual gathering in Ottawa, that Prime Minister Mark Carney had poached another Conservative MP.
Like literally just joined our party.
Rookie Ontario MP Michael Ma, seen here posing with Poilievre at the Conservative Christmas party, says he's informed the Speaker of his decision to join the governing party. In a lengthy statement, Ma said he entered public service to help people, to focus on solutions, not division, and looks forward to working with Prime Minister Mark Carney to make sure that Markham Unionville and all of Canada can move forward with confidence.
171.
The defection means the Liberals are now just one seat shy of a majority government, a position they'll be looking to leverage when members of Parliament resume sitting next year.
The House stands adjourned until Monday, January 26, 2026.
The House adjourned with the Liberals saying it was a productive fall despite few pieces of legislation passing.
Since September, we have accomplished a great deal. It has been a hard grind because of this conservative obstruction, but we did get results for Canadians.
Key crime bills and the Budget Implementation Act have been left in limbo, but the Conservatives said they aren't to blame.
It's Liberals who are engaged in self-obstruction of their own legislation.
Asked before he lost yet another MP how confident he was about a strong showing in his January leadership review, Poilievre said very. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Saskatchewan Health Authority looking to hire more security guards at Saskatoon hospitals. Jeremy Dutch, why?
Well, Daryl, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says they posted 14 security officer positions, 8 of them for Royal University Hospital, 6 at St. Paul's. 5 of those jobs appeared online Monday, which was just days after a psychiatric patient walked into St. Paul's Hospital with a sawed-off shotgun. The SHA says the postings are part of ongoing recruitment efforts not connected to that November 27th incident, adding that recruiting security staff can be a challenge. Chris Clark has worked as a hospital security officer for 35 years. He says violence on the job has increased, and nearly every day he seizes a weapon from someone entering Royal University Hospital. Knives, guns, brass knuckles, bear spray, even a blowtorch.
When I started in the department, it was very... Stuff happened, but it didn't happen very often. And now things are happening like daily, hourly. Officers, staff, it is daily, several times a day. Somebody in our province is getting assaulted.
The job postings for the security officer positions list the pay at $22 to $24 an hour, about $45,000 a year. SEIU West says the union is the union that represents security officers, and they say without better pay and stronger safety measures for security guards, recruitment challenges will continue. Saskatoon's Fairhaven School closed for today because of a water leak. The Fairhaven School staff and families being contacted directly with the info, but an update will be provided on Sunday afternoon to advise whether the school will reopen for Monday's classes. So a bit of a long weekend for some students at Fairhaven School this Friday. Well, community organizers advocating for social housing units to open in Regina. Daryl?
400 of them located between Wascana Street and 5th Avenue and currently boarded off, fenced off. Citizens say the lot has been empty for some time, and with the weather getting colder, winter is coming, of course, officially on the 21st. Organizers say it's dangerous for those who are living homeless right now, calling for action from all 3 levels of government.
In the past, we've had federal and provincial acts that built a certain amount of social housing that made it adequate, had social housing that was kind of on the rate of the population here in the province. We don't have that commitment, and we see actually the opposite, where year after year, it seems like we have less and less housing units.
The Wascana Street complex consists of family housing who provide 5,000 units across the province. The Utah man charged with killing Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, made his first in-court appearance yesterday. His attorneys pushed to further limit media access in the high-profile criminal case. A Utah judge on Thursday heard arguments about the public's right to know details about Robinson's case. The defendant's attorneys say the swarm of media attention could interfere with his right to face a fair trial. Prosecutors charged Robinson with aggravated murder in Kirk's killing in Utah Valley University. They plan to seek the death penalty. Northeastern Japan was shaken by a 6.9 magnitude earthquake this morning, causing a small tsunami waves. No damage, apparently. This quake happened off the east coast of the Amore prefecture. The tsunami advisory was lifted following the 7.5 magnitude quake on Monday that caused injuries and light damage on Japan's Pacific coast. Turning now to a scare in the air caught on camera. Stop what you're doing and look at your screen this morning. A skydiver's parachute deploying early and getting caught in the plane's tail, leaving him dangling 15,000 feet above the ground.
The terrifying scare at 15,000 feet caught on camera. Watch, this skydiver's backup parachute inadvertently opened as he's about to jump out of a plane, launching him backwards. His parachute cords wrapping around the plane's tail, his legs striking the plane.
The potential for this to have a very different outcome was very real.
The harrowing scene unfolding this past September in Queensland, Australia, as a group from a skydive club attempted a formation that was being filmed. You can see the skydiver's parachute handle snag on the plane's wing, deploying his chute. The skydiver knocks into the group's camera operator, sending him into a free fall. He's able to land on the ground safely.
How crucial was it for everyone to remain calm under pressure here?
Well, most definitely for the parachutist involved. There's a lot of options in front of you. Choosing the right ones is not always as easy as it sounds.
Investigators say the skydiver who was stuck managed to grab his hook knife and cut through 11 lines of his backup parachute in 50 seconds. Once free, the skydiver was able to pull the cord to his main parachute and get on the ground safely. Authorities also credit the pilot who declared a mayday call and successfully landed the plane.
It's great to release a report that has an outcome like this.
Incredibly, the skydiver only suffered minor injuries to his legs. The camera operator telling NBC News they were able to share a few hugs and drinks after. George Solis, NBC News.
Incredible stuff. King Charles will speak about his cancer diagnosis and recovery during a TV broadcast on Friday. The recorded message will be broadcast at 8 p.m. on Britain's Channel 4, giving Charles the chance to reflect on his experiences in the last 22 months since undergoing treatment for an undisclosed type of cancer. The monarch suspended public engagements for about 2 months after his diagnosis, but returned to the public eye in April last year. A group of grade 6 students becoming master chefs for a good cause with the help of their teacher and Master Chef Canada top 5 finisher Andres Aranada. The students are making pizza for a good cause. Each costs between $25 and $50, and the proceeds are going to Sophia House.
Our kids wanted to just help families, and Sophia House is there to help vulnerable women, and we thought that that was a really, really important cause, and that's what we ended up choosing.
They're busy at work. They got over 60 pizza orders to fill right now. It's a good day to order a pizza and relax on the couch in out of the cold, because my, oh my, she's chilly out there.
Yeah, it's a great day to stay inside. Now, this is a file photo behind me here. I'm not seeing this right now, but I do want to tell you about the hot and cold spots across Saskatchewan right now and across the country, because it is a cold one out there today. The Sask cold spot still Val Marie at minus 21.1. The Sask cold spot Meadow Lake minus 33.2. Of course, these values do not include the wind chill. Canada hotspot Estevan Point, BC, 8.2 degrees. That's not Estevan in Saskatchewan, BC. Canada cold spot right now, Rabbit Kettle, Northwest Territories at minus 47.2. So it is a cold day today. Current temperatures up in Stony Rapids at minus 30 right now, minus 27 in Buffalo Narrows, minus 28 in Prince Albert, minus 26 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, more of the same, minus 30 in Saskatoon and the Battlefords this morning. Minus 28 waking us up in Regina, and minus 26 in Weyburn, minus 25 in Estevan. A little bit warmer over in East End, minus 23, but that's where we're going to be seeing some of those flurries today. So You get some, you lose some, right? Today's forecast in the afternoon, we're not really seeing much improvement. Minus 27 at about 3 o'clock for Saskatoon, minus 25 at that time for Regina, minus 23 for Weyburn and Moose Jaw and Swift Current, and minus 22 for Estevan. The wind chill making it feel colder, of course, this afternoon. So Saskatoon going to be feeling like minus 34, Regina like minus 33, Estevan feeling like minus 33, Yorkton feeling like minus 36, and that is where we're seeing the winds peaking this afternoon. Right now, we're seeing those coming in just under 50 kilometers per hour for the afternoon, so be prepared for that. Futurecast not showing a whole lot for the morning. The afternoon, though, that's when we do see some of those flurries making their way into the southwest corner. Areas even further south than Swift Current. Swift Current, though, is going to see about 1 centimeter of snow. Areas right along the border with the United States going to be seeing a few centimeters of that snow. That's going to be then clearing overnight. Saturday looking pretty clear. Sunday we could be seeing some flurries up in the north and through Prince Albert as well. 7-day forecast now showing we just have to make it through today and tomorrow, keeping in mind that the average for this time of year is about minus 8. So things really do improve on Sunday, where we peak at minus 2 in Regina, up into those positive values for Monday, 3 degrees, and then some more flurries on the way for Tuesday and Wednesday. In Saskatoon, again, just got to make it through today and tomorrow. Sunday, minus 7. Saskatoon also seeing the average this time of the year at minus 8, so not bad on Sunday. Monday, great temperatures, 2 degrees, and some more flurries on the way for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
December 12, 1901, Marconi received the first wireless radio message across the Atlantic Ocean on Signal Hill in St. John's. December 12, 2004, Paul Martin was sworn in as Canada's 21st Prime Minister. And December 12, 2015, Canada joined 194 other nations in adopting the Paris Climate Change Agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Did you know video games have their own version of the Oscars? Well, they were last night, and this year, one game cleaned up.
No. She chose to come. I didn't make the rules between you two.
You're fighting.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was the big winner at the Game Awards last night. Won 9 awards, including Game of the Year, Best Direction, and Best Indie Game. It's about a quest to destroy a supernatural being that keeps people from aging. Will no doubt be on many Christmas wish lists this year. There you know.
Does that guy not look like Justin Trudeau a little bit with a goatee?
Oh, I didn't see.
You're right.
That's all I'm seeing.
I didn't see.
He looks like COVID era Trudeau.
Yeah.
Oh, I want them to put him back up on screen so I can see.
There, right there.
Oh.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah,
bit, right?
okay, I see it.
It's loose,
a little
but it's
bit.
sort of there.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, question. I'm sure he'll love that. Question of the day: if you could spend Christmas anywhere in the world, we're assuming your family's going with you, where would it be?
You know what? Most people in Saskatchewan just said, nope, nowhere I'd rather be than right here in Saskatchewan. The people who do want to travel, Denise saying, I would like to go to Italy for a traditional Christmas. I think that'd be beautiful. Some more answers on the board here, if I can get it to work. We had one saying Las Vegas and New Year's Eve in Disneyland. It was a blast. Hawaii was another answer coming in. And this answer, wanting a time machine to go back to the 1970s when Christmas was Christmas, when it felt like Christmas, right? When it was magical like that. A couple other answers that came in on our Twitter page here. Again, if I can get this board to work. There we go. Tracy saying I would take my family to Nashville. Heather saying it would be pretty spectacular to spend Christmas in Sweden. So thank you so much for answering today's question of the day.
It's no secret secret that kids love snacks, but a new national study from the CDC reveals just how much of their diet is coming from ultra-processed foods. From burgers and sweet baked goods to pizza and sugary drinks, these foods make up nearly 62% of calories in what kids and teens eat, the report found. That's even higher than adults, who averaged about 55%. Wealthier people ate slightly healthier diets than other income groups, and kids under 5 years old generally ate slightly less ultra-processed foods than other age groups, though coming from a more well-off family didn't seem to make much of a difference. The CDC says nearly 1 in 5 kids and teens in the U.S. are living with obesity. Studies like this highlight just how early unhealthy eating patterns can start. They urge a focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat or fat-free dairy, while limiting added sugars, sodium, and saturated fats. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
Brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
There you have it. There it is. Jake Vaudeland in action there, and we are happy that he's on the road with his Good Gracious, his Christmas tour, and happier even more that he can take time for us today. So good to see you again.
Well, thanks for having me. Good to see you, Jeff.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, first of all, Juno winner Jake Vaudeland. Does that still give a tingle at all?
Well, a little bit, I suppose. I mean, I was kind of surprised when we got that, but awards aside, it's more important to me to what I'm doing now, be out on the road playing for people. And, not all those people that we play for care about the awards or even know that we have them. So if they don't know, then it doesn't really matter to me either.
Now, speaking of the people that would know about these things, does that extra bit on your resume, being a Juno winner, does that open doors for you either in other cities or let's say even Nashville? Does it make a difference on your resume?
Well, I sure hope so, but we'll see. I guess I think it probably does. I'll leave that up to the experts, but I think unfortunately maybe it does allow things. Once you have that award, it doesn't seem to matter if you've got the talent. You just need that thing full of sand to show that you can do this. But.
Alrighty, well, you can certainly do it. There's no question about that. And you're doing it across Canada. And the Saskatchewan leg of this tour is coming up. I believe you've got 5 stops in Saskatchewan. It starts here in Saskatoon and wraps up in Regina. But you're playing different sized venues. You're playing, obviously in different communities. When you are putting together a tour, are there certain places you say, yeah, we have to go there?
Well, main thing is I want to go to as many places as possible, especially small communities, like as cities and small towns alike and across the world. At the end of the year, I just want to know that I went to as many places as I could and played for as many of the listeners of my music as I could, and that's what gives me fulfillment,
Well, let's talk about Good Gracious, It's Christmas. It's obviously the name of the tour, but also name of the 6-track album. There's so many Christmas songs out there. How do you pare it down to just 6?
Well, it's a combination of my favorites growing up in the country, near Big River, Debden, on the farm there, going to the little country church I used to attend when I was a good boy, and then also, want to do some of those popular ones and stuff that people seem to like. And so we recorded a couple last year, but we put out a EP this year. And what we did was we just took live tracks from our show last year because those tracks really captured the energy of the show, and the EP kind of promotes this year's tour and what people can expect, and it's a perfect example of the energy of the show.
Jake Vaudeland and the Sturgeon River Boys, they are on tour. 5 stops in Saskatchewan, starts on December 13th in Saskatoon. Thank you very much, Jake, and happy holidays to you.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays as well.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we're off to New Jersey. That was the worst accent I think I've ever attempted. Bolton Devils Luke Hughes with a nice spin move around Scott Sabrin before skating in and beating Jonas Johansson. Beautiful move from the New Jersey defenseman, faking the shot and finishing it off in style. Luke stepping up his game with his brother Jack, out injured. It is good enough for your must-see moment from Thursday. My accent is not. And coming up tonight, it's the NBA on TSN. We got the Hawks taking on the Pistons. Tip-off for that one gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
.30 on your morning. Thank you so much. If I remember to turn my mic on this Christmas sweater Friday. We begin with the anxiety for residents in British Columbia, a feeling of deja vu for a community that knows all too well the devastation of an atmospheric river. They didn't expect to see so much damage just a few years after the catastrophe of 2021. Yasmin Grandam has the story.
Roads drenched in water flowing into people's properties.
But then it started rising pretty rapidly, and now it's kind of made its way to our house here through the neighborhood.
It's a sight all too familiar after catastrophic flooding hammered the region just 4 years ago.
I think last time they said it's like a 1 in every 100 year kind of thing, and so to have it again just 4 years later kind of sucks.
Hundreds of properties remain under an evacuation order as police go door to door asking people to pack up, some already loading up their cars and driving away.
We will do whatever it takes to protect people and communities, because in moments like these, no one stands alone.
And this block of businesses on Whatcom Road, a ghost town with notices posted on their doors. The city of Abbotsford declared a local state of emergency, and the flooding has triggered rock slides, one of them in Hope.
There was a couple vehicles got damaged in the slide. Nobody was injured, fortunately, and the district crew will be out there with getting a geotech done today.
A flood warning, the highest alert issued by BC's River Forecast Centre, remains in effect for the Fraser Valley.
If you're living in an area that is at risk of flooding, you should have a grab-and-go bag ready for everyone in your household, including pets, particularly if you are under evacuation alert.
Water levels are rising behind me here, just steps away from Seamath Elementary School that is now closed until further notice due to poor road conditions. The city of Abbotsford also issued an evacuation order for the neighborhood surrounding the school.
And I want to emphasize that we are not yet through this emergency.
The province warning anyone who doesn't need to travel to the Fraser Valley to avoid doing so. Yasmin Gandam, CTV News, Abbotsford.
Well, today is your last chance to claim a piece of the pie in a settlement of a bread price-fixing case. The $500 million class action lawsuit accused Loblaw and its parent company of engaging in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of a loaf of bread. Canadians must submit an online claim today to be a part of the payout. It's eligible for anyone who bought packaged bread between January 2001 and December 2021, so great big time frame. Those who file a claim could receive $25 within 6 to 12 months. Now to a blockbuster Hollywood and tech deal. ABC's parent company Disney making a $1 billion investment in OpenAI, the first major company to bring its content together with this powerful emerging technology. Rebecca Jarvis with what it means.
This morning, a seismic shift for Hollywood and artificial intelligence. Disney, the parent company of ABC News, investing $1 billion in OpenAI, a landmark deal that will bring some of Disney's most iconic and beloved characters to OpenAI's video generator, Sora. Disney CEO Bob Iger discussing the deal in an interview with CNBC.
And we'd rather participate in the rather dramatic growth rather than just watching it happen and essentially being disrupted by it.
Starting early next year, Sora users will be able to create short videos like the images seen here, featuring a catalog of more than 200 characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. Everything from Mickey Mouse to Cinderella to Judy Hopps. The deal does not include talent voices or likenesses and will have aggressive intellectual property protections, according to Disney and OpenAI, who say they will advance human-centered AI that respects the creative industries and expands what is possible for storytelling.
In reality, this does not in any way represent a threat to the creators at all. In fact, the opposite. I think it honors them and respects them, in part because there's a license fee associated with it.
Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
While many of us are gearing up for the holidays, there was a celebration of a different kind at the Golden Mile Mall in Regina, honoring a woman who has dedicated more than 2 decades helping newcomers to the city. Here's Damian Smith.
A movie theater full of people gathering to appreciate one person, Nilu Sachdev, who has spent the past 23 years helping immigrant women moving to Regina.
It's nice to know that I can establish a relationship with somebody and they'll reciprocate and that we can go on. Like, we don't just end after we meet.
Sachdev will be moving to Saskatoon for her retirement. She holds hundreds of contacts in her phone and is in touch with women from more than 30 countries.
This has all come about because of the relationships that I tended, and then they all fell into place. And even I'm surprised at how well they fell into place, really. I'm blessed.
The Regina Immigrant Women's Center started out with 3 people on staff when Sachdev started in 2002. It now has 65. Sachdev was an integral part in getting a location in Regina's south side.
Transparency in every way, because you're using government funds, is very important. So we aim for that from the very beginning.
Ritu Kalra, who's been a part of the RIWC for the past 9 years, will now take the helm.
She's been an inspiration. She's been, somebody I've always looked up to. Always wanted that, I could maybe, follow those footsteps and do what I need to do for these people.
Kalra is looking to focus on social integration and language development as her first few steps as executive director.
We just always are trying to do our best to just adjust. Social integration is really important for people, and I think that's where community programs also play a big role.
For Sachdev, she says it won't be easy to retire, but is proud of the legacy she is leaving behind.
I think I have to, like I defined what Regina Immigrant Women's Center is, I have to define what retirement's going to be for me.
Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
While the winter holiday season may be the most wonderful time of year, it's also one of the most wasteful times of year. But it is possible to limit holiday waste while keeping that gift-giving cheer. Here is Ginger Z.
Gifting is an exciting part of the holiday season, but being aware of what we give and how it's wrapped can also be a gift for the planet.
According to the Ecology Center, Americans actually throw away an additional 5 million tons of trash between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve. That's 25% more than usual.
Holiday waste comes from both gift packaging and holiday wrapping, and most wrapping paper cannot be recycled.
Around 4.6 million pounds of wrapping paper is produced in the U.S. each year, and about half of it ends up in the landfill.
But it doesn't have to be this way.
One way you can reduce waste in the holiday season is by wrapping your presents in reusable bags or materials. Check out your local secondhand shop for something like a silk scarf or a basket and present your gifts in that. Or you could use something like a really nice tote bag and make the wrapping part of the gift.
Our planet is drowning in waste from overconsumption. So instead of buying things, consider gifts that can be consumed, used, or experienced.
Something like a gift card to a spa or a gift certificate for a lesson at your local art center for a new hobby they've picked up. Or you could give them something like a concert ticket and you can go with them, and that's part of the gift as well.
And if you're looking for physical gifts, shopping at local and secondhand stores, farmers markets, and makers fairs can be a greener way to buy. With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
All right, so we know that school buses are canceled, specialized transportation only at Regina Public. All other buses are running this morning, but that's because it's brutal cold out there.
Yeah, it is very cold out there this morning. Roads are also being impacted, partially covered in a lot of places in the province. The worst roads that we're seeing right now, actually down in the southwest corner around Shaunavon area. If you're waking up with us there, you're going to want to leave a few extra minutes on your commute this morning. Not only are the roads covered, we're also seeing some visibility issues down in the southwest this morning. That's going to likely continue into the afternoon when we do see some snow moving in. However, I want to talk to you about the temperatures. Meadow Lake has now been dethroned as the coldest spot in the province right now. It is now Uranium City, minus 34.6. The hot spot in Saskatchewan, Val-Marie at minus 21.1. The Canada hotspot, Estevan Point in BC, not in Saskatchewan, Estevan Point at 8.3 degrees, and the Canada cold spot, Rabbit Kettle, Northwest Territories. So a very cold day. Minus 30 right now in Stony Rapids, minus 29 in La Ronge, minus 28 in Prince Albert, and minus 29 in Melfort. Now, what we have been seeing in previous days is that when we head down to the south here, we see temperatures warming up a bit. Well, today, although it's minus 23 in East End, you can't really call that warmer. A lot of temperatures really, really cold still down towards the south. Saskatoon, minus 30, minus 27 in Moose Jaw, minus 26 in Assiniboia, minus 25 in Estevan, and Weyburn waking up to minus 26 right now. The afternoon, not seeing a whole lot of improvement. Minus 27 around 3 p.m. for Saskatoon, minus 25 at that time for Regina, minus 23 expected for Swift Current, Moose Jaw, and Weyburn, minus 22 for Estevan. I do also want to draw your attention to Yorkton, minus 24 this afternoon, but we are talking about the winds. Winds around Yorkton, Regina, Estevan, really all along that eastern border with Manitoba. We are going to be seeing winds surpassing 40 kilometers per hour this afternoon. Wind chill going to be making it feel even colder. In Regina, feeling like minus 33. Yorkton feeling like minus 36 around 3 p.m. this afternoon. Minus 33 for Estevan, and a lot of these values are going to be falling down into the minus 40s with that wind chill overnight. So stay inside today if you can. Futurecast showing that snow that's moving into the southwest corner, areas even farther south than Swift Current. Swift Current can expect about 1 centimeter of snow, and areas right along that American border there can expect a few centimeters of snow by the end of the day today. Saturday looking pretty clear in the morning and early afternoon. In the evening, we are going to be seeing some snow way up north. Now, your 7-day forecast showing that once we get through today and tomorrow with those colder temperatures will be getting right back up above seasonal average on Sunday, and then into positive temperatures on Monday. Saskatoon showing the same, minus 7 on Sunday, 2 degrees on Monday before some more snow moves in.
Studio decorating provided by Urban Farm Girl Boutique and Home Decor.
Now to Northern California. Half a dozen people injured after a massive gas main explosion in broad daylight right in the middle of a busy neighborhood. The video is unbelievable. Check out Steve Patterson's explanation.
Tonight, terrifying moments captured on this doorbell cam. A monstrous explosion rocking a quiet Bay Area neighborhood this morning.
The neighbor's house exploded.
The force ripping through multiple structures, sparking a 3-alarm fire, damaging nearby homes, injuring 6 people, rushed to area hospitals. Video shows what appears to be a part of a roof falling on top of a person in a construction vehicle.
We have 1 patient with extensive burns.
Officials tonight saying 2 people believed to be residents are unaccounted for.
It's possible that they're at work or at school.
Fire officials say the blast was ultimately triggered after a work crew struck an underground gas line shortly after 7 this morning. Power company PG&E says that crew was not affiliated with them, but they immediately dispatched their own teams to the scene. 2 hours later, they were able to turn off the gas in the area, but the explosion still happened shortly after. Next-door neighbor Deborah Omatai says she felt lucky to escape the blast, debris falling on her home.
The whole roof fell in on us, on me in the bedroom.
Tonight, the root of what happened still under investigation. Steve Patterson, NBC News.
Man, well, holiday shopping took a wild turn after Santa appeared to lose one of his reindeer, went running through a store on the Jersey Shore. Shoppers scrambling to get out of its way, but one woman didn't think twice about going after the frightened deer. Here's Ted Greenberg.
I jumped into action, didn't think twice.
Krista Day's wild encounter began when a deer crashed into her cart while she and best friend Caitlin Kime were Christmas shopping inside this Marshall store in Brick Township.
And once it started flailing and stuff, I started following it all the way through the store. Watch out, everybody! Move out of the way!
This video given to Krista and Caitlin by another customer captured the commotion on Friday. The store full of shoppers at the time, including, Krista says, a baby in a stroller, a pregnant woman, and elderly people.
I was more worried about them than my own safety.
She, just immediately sprung into action. I don't even think she thought about what was going on.
And I told everyone, please stay calm, stay where you're at. I was trying to, prevent it from jumping high, so it didn't jump over anything.
Krista managed to corner the deer, wrangle it, and then safely guided the animal out the front door.
How did you know how to wrangle a wild animal like that?
I don't know, it was just first instinct, jump right into action, help out.
Krista and Caitlin say the deer ran off with what appeared to be some minor cuts on its legs. After this holiday shopping chaos they never saw coming.
We're very thankful my friend was able to do it all. She saved the day. She saved the day.
Everybody move out of the way!
It's Chase from Pure Country Mornings back once again to count down to this week's top 5. Starting us off, she is back in the countdown. Lainey Wilson, Somewhere Over Laredo, is your number 5 song. Somewhere over Laredo. Up a spot to number 4 as he continues to count it down at Tucker Whitmore, and 3, 2, 1. After 5 weeks as your top song, he finally falls out of top spot, landing at number 3, Morgan Wallen, and I Got Better. Up 1 spot from last week, Riley Green, Ella Langley, Don't Mind If I Do, is your runner-up. And I don't mind if I do. And brand new number 1 this week belongs to Josh Ross. Hate How You Look is this week's top song. Girl, I hate how you look. Thanks for counting down this week's top 5 with us. Catch all of these and the rest of your favorites on Pure Country 92.7. You can always find us with the free iHeartRadio app.
The Saskatchewan Science Centre hosting a special New Year's Eve event this holiday season, and Janelle Pye is on location to find out what's on the agenda.
All right, we are all geared up like true scientists, and that is because we have a really fun demonstration to show you coming up here. But first, before we get into that, Ryan, tell me a little bit about what this demonstration means and when you guys are showing this off.
Yeah, well, this is part of our fire show that we do as our stage shows. And during our upcoming New Year's Eve event on December 31st, we do stage shows all day long. And we also do our Big Bang show, which is our countdown to the new year at noon. This isn't part of that, but I thought it was only fitting if we did a little countdown with a bang just for CTV Morning Live.
I could not agree more. Let's get a little bit into this here. Tell me what we're about to do.
Okay, so we have a powder in this model grain elevator. It's called lycopodium powder. And I'm going to get you to blow into that hose, and we're going to see what happens.
Let's do it. All right, let's gear up. Safety first, of course. We've got some headphones here.
Ooh, yeah.
So let's get them on.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, we're going to see how good I am at reading lips here, Ryan. Tell me what we're doing next.
All right, so all I'm going to get you to do is grab that hose and step a few paces over to your right.
Okay.
Take a deep breath, and then I'll count down from 5, and you can blow into it as hard as you can.
All right, I hope you're all ready. Stand back.
All right.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, did you all see that? I hope you guys liked that because I had a really good time. That's wild, Ryan. So a true explosion, I'm sure, just like how everybody's going to be feeling on New Year's. But of course, this is New Year's, so you don't have to come at night. You can come during the day. Ryan, thank you so much. This was a ton of fun here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Absolutely. All right, make sure you're coming on out to the Science Center this holiday season. There's a ton of fun activities to be a part of.
This show created a bonding experience for like 70,000 people all at once. There's something very special about that.
It's a Taylor Swift takeover on Disney+. The first 2 episodes of the Grammy-winning superstar's new docuseries, The End of an Era, which gives fans a behind-the-scenes look at her record-breaking Eras tour, are now streaming.
We've had so long to prepare for the end of this tour. And we get to play one last show for you here tonight.
Also streaming, the Eras Tour, The Final Show, filmed a year ago at the tour's last stop in Vancouver, Canada. ABC will air the first episode of the docuseries and a 1-hour version of The Final Show Friday. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. The Eagles will be checking into the Hotel Big Easy in April next year when they headline the 2026 edition of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Other performers include Stevie Nicks, Rod Stewart, Earth, Wind and Fire, and dozens more. And happy birthday to legendary singer Dionne Warwick. She turns 85 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Now let's meet a mother and daughter duo continuing an NFL cheering legacy.
Yeah, Amy Hunter introduces us to 2 women whose love for the Denver Broncos transcends generations.
5, 6, 7, 8, and
the journey starts with keeping the beat.
4 and 5, 6, 7, 8,
but
and
that's
1,
not all it takes to reach the top.
We have to know the signals that the refs do, as well as current players, alumni players, our Ring of Famers.
Shariah's love began on the sidelines.
I've watched the Broncos my entire life, so I was always excited for the moment where I could step foot into the booth.
This is the first year she gets to stand on the field.
It's been more than you could dream of.
It's an experience that goes beyond a love for the game.
This is everything to me. It's truly, our family has bled orange and blue since generations now.
Her rookie year is monumental for another member of the team.
I was waiting for that phone call when she said, "Mom, should I audition?" And I said, "Of course." To be her mom, best friend, and coach, it is the trifecta.
Before she was Shariah's mom, Shelly Trujillo had her time in the Chaps too. When that time came to an end, she started coaching and has kept it up for over 30 years.
I've seen hundreds of dancers come through this program.
Shariah is the only one she's known from the beginning.
She was in high school, and I was like, "Do you remember taking a picture with him?" She's like, "Yes, do I remember?" He was her first crush, Demarius Thomas. She swore she was going to marry him. 1, 2, 3.
Shared memories didn't come with a guaranteed spot on the team.
I hold her to the same standards as I hold everybody else, but I think it's actually a little harder for both of us.
There's a little extra layer of pressure.
Just a little.
A little extra pressure for an athlete continuing a family legacy of mile-high magic.
To coach all of these girls who I call my children, and then coach my own child, it's amazing. And 8, and 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now, that was it. Yep.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to have your mom as your coach.
I think that'd be really hard.
Right? It's professionally. Professionally.
Yeah, if my mom's watching right now, I love you, but having her as a dance mom was, woo!
Oh, hi, Mikey. Hi, Mickey.
Right.
I still want my Christmas present. Let's get to sidebar. Here's some good news for you. Estevan RCMP collected over 1,000 pounds of food in their Fill the Cruiser events. They managed to fill 2 emergency vehicles as well with toys that will take over to the Angel Tree. The food will go to food banks in the southeast corner of the province. Mounties are thanking everyone for their generosity. They even put out the red surge to stand next to the big man in the big red suit.
How fabulous is this? A warm story to warm up our hearts on a very cold day.
Oh, very cold day. Jeremy, take us to Mexico City.
Oh, will do. Main Avenue in Mexico City turning red as the country showcases its international symbol of Christmas, which is the poinsettia. Oh. Growers there work all year to make sure their flowers are blooming in time for Christmas Eve. In Mexico, they are called the Christmas Eve flower. The name poinsettia comes from former U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Joel R. Poinsett, who once sent samples home to Philadelphia. And now they're a worldwide sensation. I didn't know that. Cool.
We used to have so many of them in the studio, and I was looking around. We don't have any this year, but this is a dark studio, and we'd water them, and they'd be so dead. They would show good on TV, but they would be so dead and so sad when you came in here. I don't know how they showed so well on television.
I'll pull the curtain back here in Saskatoon. We have lots.
You do?
They're fake.
Oh.
So
that's the way to do it.
That's my kind of flower.
We had the same ones for years.
So is our Rudolph, which is probably a good thing if you watched that story earlier. My goodness. Here's a look at some of the hardworking folk that make this show possible. Have a great Friday and stay warm if you can.